1. Hello and welcome everybody to the Ohio Valley Sim Sports 358 Modified Mayhem Tour. We are now at Limaland. We are getting ever so close to the end of this season, and we have a shrinking championship lead. Dawson Contrael still has the championship lead. However, closing in is Jason Smith in that 8 car. He has had a strong run these past few weeks, slowly chipping away at Dawson's lead. We'll have to see if he can beat Dawson again tonight. As you may have noticed, Tom is not in the booth tonight. I am Hunter Wellman, taking his place for the time being, and joining me tonight is Cody Contrail. Cody, how are you
What's
doing?
up? I'm alright, how are you?
Pretty good. Cody Contrail will be racing tonight with his brother Dawson Contrail in the number 22 car. Cody, how do you think you're going to do tonight? What kind of strategies do you have in place?
Well, I haven't had power all week, so I haven't had time to get on here and run anything or anything like that. But um, I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, it's a fun track. Definitely racy. It starts on the bottom, like most tracks, and then it kind of moves up to the top after a little bit. I don't know how it'll be. I think we only have like 7 cars here. I'm not sure how it'll end up, but it'll definitely be interesting.
Yes, it will. We are going to a quarter-mile bull ring tonight, so even though there might not be many cars, they will still fill up the track.
Already starting to widen out. It started on the bottom, down around the tires, and now we're up towards almost the middle line.
We can
So it's
see
already
here.
working its way up, and you can see it. It was kind of a dark brown when it started out, like it is, like down here. And then you can kind of see changing into a light brown from bottom to top.
Yeah, we've been following Jason Smith for the past couple laps, and he's still trying to make the bottom work. Do you think that'll have some viability towards the end of tonight's feature?
It all depends. Like I said, like when it sucks off and it goes to the bottom, sometimes like, the top is fast and you can get away with running the bottom, but it's hard to say with fixed setups. Like in open lobbies at all, it's more, um, who has what setup, the gearing and everything like that. If you can make the bottom work, or if it's just going to be follow the leader on the top, which is kind of hard, when you're running setups like that, fixed setups rather than open. It's kind of hard to tell how how the lines are gonna be into effect and everything like that.
Very true. Thank you very much.
Yep.
The drivers have less than 2 minutes now trying to figure out what line's going to be best for qualifying and the heats. We run qualifying, heats, consies, and features here at Ohio Valley Sim Sports. So these drivers have many opportunities to not only slicken the track out, but to try to find that line.
You're good.
Dawson Contrail still at the top of the board with a 12.539. In second is Zach Holbrook, new to the league, has only run a couple of races with us, but is leaving a strong impression. Second with a 12.560, only 200ths or so off of Dawson's lap time. In third is Jason Smith, who we were following. Oh, and Aaron Murphy spins out into the infield, trying to push as much as possible. He'll have to go to the hot pit there. Third on the practice board is Jason Smith with a 12.567, less than a tenth, or sorry, less than 100th off of Zach Holbrook. In fourth, we have Daniel Northcutt in the 77 with a 12.622. In fifth, we have Nathan McCutcheon with a 12.636. In sixth is Aaron Murphy with a 12.640.
Yeah, let's not go to that last one there.
Oh, and in seventh is our broadcaster Cody Contrael with a 12.691, and in eighth
Yeah,
will be
it's
David Murphy with a 12.722. Now, those numbers, first and eighth, may seem like a big difference, but the whole field is separated by less than 2/10 here.
that's
Second,
what I thought too. I was seventh, and I went in to see where I was. I was actually not too far off. So I mean, everyone's we're only in practice, so everyone's already pretty close.
yeah, with such a tight field and such a tacky track, there's not much
Right.
room for error.
It looks like he reset it.
Now, as we head into qualifying, we see Zach Holbrook coming out of the pits. We'll have to see where he can end up. Going middle to low into turns one and two, trying to dime in the corner just a little bit, hoping to get a bunch of exit speed and keep his momentum up. Coming across the line, his first lap will be a 12.739 currently in first above Nathan McCutcheon, Daniel Northcutt, and Cody Contrail. Here he comes around out of turn four for his second lap.
That sucked.
And his lap will be slower than his first with a 12.832. But Nathan McCutcheon passing him up time-wise with the 12.688. He currently has the pole position, but we still have three drivers yet to go. Nathan McCutcheon in first, Zach in second, Jason in third, fourth is Daniel Northcutt, and in fifth, our broadcaster Cody Contrail.
Yeah. Dawson's making his way out now.
Our
Seven is Black Shadow Speed Lab, Contrail Tire Lab, RX Fit, Night Course, Check Race Wraps, Lucas Performance Bets Performance number 21 car.
a shameless plug right there. We love it. Cody and Dawson Contrail are brothers trying to make their way.
12.687 for the 21.
And Dawson Contrail takes pole by 1,000th of a second. Can he set a better lap time with lap two?
So he's going to
You
stand on the
know
first
he
lap of
can.
12.6.
Dawson Contrail with the
12.687.
pole by 1,000th of a second, a 12.687 compared to a 12.688. Dawson Contrail in first, Nathan McCutcheon in second. They will both lead their respective heat races if we have two. Zach Holbrook in third, Jason Smith in fourth, Daniel Northcutt in fifth, David Murphy in sixth, Aaron Murphy in seventh, and Cody Contrail in last.
Wow. Now that, yeah, it's bad.
Our field was a little more spread out there from first to eighth, was around 4/10 of a second. We are now gearing up for our heat races, ladies and gentlemen. Dawson Contrail on pole, followed by Zach Holbrook, Daniel Northcutt, and Aaron Murphy. Cody, we have a stacked field for this first heat race. Who do you think will come out on top?
Yeah, I mean, I hate to sound like, playing favorites here, but, Dawson's been strong all year. I mean, that Holbrook kid showed a strong run last week. But, every week Dawson's been pretty solid.
Low four wide salute.
Are we really doing 4 wide salute?
It sounds like the drivers have decided to do a 4 wide salute for tonight's event.
I don't know because
Why is
Alright,
voice
go,
chat
go, go.
on? Okay, sorry about that, folks. I did not know race chat was still on. I had to turn that off for the broadcast booth. Now the drivers gear up, heading to turn three, getting ready for the start of this race. The drivers must start on green.
There we go. Racked up here. Looking to take the
Getting a
green
little
here.
discombobulated coming to the green. Green flag flies. Dawson Contrail diving into turn one with Zach Holbrook on the outside. Fighting Daniel Northcutt for second position with Aaron Murphy taking up the back. Single file heading to turns 3 and 4. Looks like they got themselves situated.
Dawson's going to lead lap one into turn 1 and 2. It's follow the leader on the bottom. Like kindergartners in the lunch line.
And we still got a fierce battle for second. Zach Holbrook and Daniel Northcutt looking to take away that third place starting position in the feature. Those two get loose and out. Looks like we have a car in the wall. We will have to go back and look at that. Aaron Murphy able to make the pass for third on that position, passing Daniel Northcutt.
Dawson's going to keep increasing his lead here a little bit.
Dawson with a dominating 1.3 second lead that is only getting bigger at the moment. Halfway through this heat race, Dawson Contrael has led every lap. Zach Holbrook still in second. Aaron Murphy making the pass for third. 5 laps to go in the heat. Aaron Murphy just barely scraping that wall there, trying to get as much momentum out of that car as possible. These are not the big block modifieds. These are the 358s. They do not have as much power, so momentum is much more important.
Oh,
Aaron
Aaron got in the
Murphy
wall.
getting it to the wall again. Daniel Northcutt tries to dive for position, but it only hurts him even more.
Holbrook to pull away from third a little bit. Dawson still got that big lead over second place as we got a battle heating up for third between Aaron Murphy and Daniel Northcutt.
Daniel Northcutt is riding that high line. He is the first driver we've seen to commit to the high line. Every other driver has been follow the leader on the bottom.
Yeah, I don't think the track's quite moved up that far yet.
We'll have to see. We have 1 lap to go. White flag. Who's going to get positions? Who's going to win the heat? Daniel Northcutt way to the high side in the corner of your screen.
And turn 3 off turn 4, your winner heat race number 1, Dawson Contrael at the line. Zach Holbrook's going to finish second. Aaron Murphy third. And rounding out the field is going to be Daniel Northcutt.
Oh, Daniel Northcutt destroys the 41 of Aaron Murphy post-race. Not entirely sure what happened there. Looks like Daniel Northcutt running the high line, Aaron Murphy getting to the wall, and it all came to a head after the finish line.
Hey, here we go. Rolling off fourth here.
I need to turn up my FOV a little bit. I can't see nothing. There we go.
Just kidding, third.
What?
Where's David?
All right, Heat Race 2. Your lineup starting on pole is Nathan McCutcheon, taking second in the qualifying order. In second in the heat race, though, is Jason Smith, not getting the qualifying run he wanted. He'll have to try to win to start alongside Dawson Contrael. In third is David Murphy, who was just now gridded up. And in fourth, Cody Contrael looking to get some spots for the feature.
Yeah, hopefully. That's a big plan.
Cody, you're starting on the outside. You saw Daniel Northcutt trying to make that high line work and was making time with Aaron. Do you think with a slightly slicker track that'll be a viable option at the end of this heat?
I mean, it really didn't change much. I mean, you can see the line's starting to move up a little bit, but you know, the marble's starting to get pushed up a little bit. But it's hard to say. I still think it's on the bottom.
Well, we'll have to see how this heat race plays out. Cody Contrael, you heard him. He's going to try to get to the inside. He still believes that is the dominant lane. We may see other drivers. He may see other drivers try to take the high line, but green flag in the air. Nathan McCutcheon getting a slight edge over Jason Smith. Cody and David make contact, fighting for third, coming out of 2. Cody slightly lower, diving into the corner. He's trying to make the pass, but he is not clear. David will defend his position with that higher line, running more momentum. Side by side for third, and we have a fight for the lead. Jason Smith passing Nathan McCutcheon for first. Jason Smith will lead lap 2, but does Nathan have anything for him? Jason has increased that lead to half a second. Can Nathan in that 088 machine do anything about it? Race is still less than half of the way over. He still has time, but he's going to have to do something here soon. Jason Smith setting the fastest lap time by 1/10 of a second. Laps are winding down now. Your running order, Jason Smith in first, Nathan McCutcheon in second, Cody Contrael in third, and David Murphy in fourth. Cody Contrail able to make the pass over David Murphy. We'll have to see if he can catch Nathan McCutcheon. He has over a second to do so. But Jason Smith still having a commanding lead over Nathan McCutcheon, now nearly a whole second. All he has to do is keep this next 2.5 laps clean, coming out of turn 4, coming to 2 to go. Jason and Nathan running that middle to high line that really seems to have opened up this past couple of laps. And looks like we have a fight for third still between Cody and David. Cody still holding on. White checkered flag in the air, excuse me. Jason Smith will win Heat 2.
Oh
We have a
my
drag race to
God.
the line. Cody Contrail getting in the wall will finish 4th. We'll go back and get a replay on that one.
I just stepped on it.
Cody just getting really tight into the corner. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that sets the field for the feature. On pole will be Dawson Contrail, followed by Jason Smith. You'll have to excuse me. We'll have to wait for the gridding to happen to get the rest of the lineup. Cody Contrail out doing some hot laps, trying to get some extra practice in before this feature.
Yeah, see, it's already starting to slick through the middle there. That's when you start to, the top can start to come in here.
We see you running the real high line. Let's go on board real quick to see what you're seeing. Trying to get as close to that cushion as
Oh.
possible without going over. May have over-rotated just a little bit there. Getting in the wall there, just trying to get as much of that cushion as possible. While we're in hot laps, let's go to your brother Dawson, who still has the fastest lap time with the
Yeah, that'd probably be
12.902.
a better idea.
Dawson trying to make that low line work. Looks like he's stuck behind David Murphy and Nathan McCutcheon trying to get around. Setting the fastest lap time that lap, though, with 12.897, still improving. Last time around would be a 13.0. That time across, 12.998. You can see right here just how much traffic and lap traffic will mess with the drivers tonight. This is one of the shortest tracks we go to this season, being only a 1/4 mile long. Lap traffic will be an issue early, and the best drivers will have to learn how to deal with it. Dawson trying to take more of a middle line to get more momentum. He's now alongside Nathan McCutcheon. Looks like he will get the pass done, but this is just practice. Dawson over-rotating a little. Maybe trying to run a slider. Gets hit in the back by David Murphy. Ten seconds left to go in practice. Dawson Contrael with the fastest lap, followed by Zach Holbrook, David Murphy, Nathan McCutcheon, Aaron Murphy, Jason Smith, Cody Contrael, and David Northcutt. Again, 1st to 8th sounds like a big difference, but the field is still only separated by 0.2 of a second. It will be a tight race tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now gridding for our feature.
Hit him with a little bit of, it's time for your starting lineup.
Cody, would you like to do the honors? Do you know the lineup? Can you see it?
I can kind of see it. All I know is starting 8th, using his Ohio Valley Sim Sports Provisional. Number 22, that's Cody Contrail. It's my inside. Who's that? Number 77 is Daniel
I
Northcutt.
got it. Ladies and
Okay,
gentlemen,
buddy.
your starting lineup, if it'll let me see it. Dawson Contrael in first. Jason Smith on outside pole in second. Zach Holbrook in third. Nathan McCutcheon in fourth. Aaron Murphy in fifth. David Murphy in sixth. Daniel Northcutt in seventh. And Cody Contrael in eighth.
Yeah.
The field is all bunched up, waiting for the green flag. Some drivers are making contact with each other. Not sure if they'll be too happy about that.
Well, that's what happens when you come to the little bull rings, Feelings get hurt, you know what I mean?
Definitely. These bull rings really show the worst and the best in drivers all at the same time.
Yeah, it definitely showed the worst of me.
And the pace truck is pulled off. The drivers are gritting up. Who will win at Limaland? 40-lap feature. Green flag is in the air. Jason Smith able to get the jump. But can he hold on to it? Side by side, diving down into three. Cody Contrael getting a little over rotation there. Not sure if he had some help or not.
I had to check up.
A little checkup early. It's costing Cody Contrael greatly. Jason Smith has passed Dawson Contrael for the lead coming into lap 3. Diving out of turn 2, we have a battle for third. Nathan McCutcheon trying to hold on. Looks like he will get passed by both Aaron Murphy and Zach Holbrook there. Well, maybe not quite. He's still holding on. Zach Holbrook taking the low line, trying not to clip those tires. As you see, he hops over one, actually gets him a little tight. Jason Smith out with an early lead, but not a very large one. Only 0.2 of a second behind Dawson, or in front of Dawson Contrael, excuse me. Aaron Murphy holding on to third, getting a really good start there, followed by Zach Holbrook and Nathan McCutcheon. 3-car battle for third place. Almost 3 wide. Nathan McCutcheon, Zach Holbrook make contact coming out of 2. Nathan dives it down and has to check up. Looks like Zach will get clear. We'll hold on to that position. But they are all fighting for third place, who is currently held by Aaron Murphy. Meanwhile, Dawson Contrael making a move around the outside of Jason Smith. Jason trying the high line up against the wall, but Dawson is still able to make it work. 0.4 of a lead. Both riding the high line in turns 1 and 2. Still following each other, maybe not so in 3 and 4. Jason tries a little bit of a slider line, but it costs him a little momentum, allowing Dawson Contrael to get an even bigger lead. Aaron Murphy still holding on to third, but can Zach Holbrook take it from him? Meanwhile, the rest of your running order: Nathan McCutcheon in 5th, Daniel Northcutt in 6th, David Murphy in 7th, and Cody Contrael in 8th. All of these guys really close to each other. We have a battle for 3rd place, 6th place, and for the lead. We have a car in the wall. We have a car stopped. Looks like he's able to keep it going. Looks like that would be Daniel Northcutt in the 77 machine. But it doesn't affect the leaders a whole lot. Dawson Contrael still with half a second over Jason Smith. Oh, and Aaron Murphy gets into the wall. We'll have to go to a replay and see what happened there. Aaron Murphy trying to hold on to third, gets in the wall out of 4 and carries it all the way into 1. Manages to keep it going, but instead of third, he is now trying to hold on to 5th, holding off his brother David Murphy. Meanwhile, Dawson Contrael, Jason Smith still fighting each other for this lead. Lap traffic has now officially come into play.
Thank God.
Cody Contrael, I believe that's around a second gap between the two. I'm not Do we have a caution?
Yeah.
All right, we'll have to go back and see what happened. I am not entirely sure why the caution came out. I do not see any stopped cars.
David was spun out.
Oh, I got it just now. David Murphy trying to fight for fifth, makes contact with Aaron Murphy and spins into the inside. Or into the infield, excuse me. That'll send David Murphy into the hot pit and back out to last. We are just under halfway through this feature. We are one to go on the backstretch. Pace truck coming in this time. Dawson Contrael and Jason Smith making contact. Coming out of four, Dawson Contrael taking a very early lead, diving into turn one. 3 wide for second place. Nathan making contact with Zach, trying not to hit Jason Smith. Jason trying to hold on for second. Nathan trying to take it from him. They get slightly ahead. All 3 cars make contact there, all trying to battle for second and for first. Jason takes the high line, trying to get around Dawson, but it just won't work. Zach taking the low line. Nathan following Jason. Zach and Nathan making contact with each other. They have a fierce battle for third now. Cody Contrael working his way up to fifth after that restart.
Really?
And contact is made at the back of the field. I'm not sure what happened there. Cody, do you have any word with us?
Yeah, it's fine. He ended up getting in the back of me. He's all good.
Cody Contrael was hit in the back by another car. He will fall back to 8th after that incident. But Jason Smith trying to get around Dawson Contrael on the outside. Dawson not letting him. Nathan trying to pass Zach Holbrook for third. Zach trying to pass Jason for second. Jason trying to pass Dawson for first. 4 cars all under one blanket. Less than a second separating all of them. The laps are winding down now. If you need to make a move, you got to make it now. 15 laps left to go. Lap 26 out of 40. Jason getting ever so closer to Dawson Contrael, trying to narrow down that points lead. But if Dawson finishes in front, it'll be the adverse effect.
Orange on the wall.
Got a car in the wall. Looks like Cody Contrael and Aaron Murphy are still fighting for 8th or 7th. Excuse me.
Hey, come on, man. Don't make me sound bad.
Fighting for a top 10 finish. Not too bad.
There we go.
Jason still 2/10 behind Cody, trying some alternative lines. Is able to get alongside, but can't hold the momentum. He'll try to set up a pass coming to the line. 11 laps left to go in our feature. Let's move to an onboard cam of Jason. Try to see what he can see. Following very closely behind Dawson Contrael. Able to get alongside slowly, but he can't hold it. Dawson with all the momentum. With such a slick track, just like Cody said, the line is going to be high and up against the wall. The low line isn't able to get as much momentum off of the bottom. Dawson Contrael has now extended his lead to half of a second, but it is fluctuating. Alternative line being ran by Jason Smith. At one point in the track, he's half a second behind, and at one point, he's only 1/10 of a second behind. He's going to have to think of something quick. Meanwhile, going back, we have a battle for third. Nathan McCutcheon still trying to get around Zach Holbrook for third. Zach was able to hold it after getting around Aaron Murphy, who went in the wall. In fifth is Daniel Northcutt. Sixth, David Murphy. Seventh, Aaron Murphy. and an 8th Cody Contrail. 5 laps left to go in the feature, however. The laps are really winding down. Jason taking the low line around the track. Meanwhile, Dawson trying to rip the wall. Dawson's lead is still increasing. Jason is going to have to try something drastic if he wants to win this race. Taking the middle line, Dawson takes the top. And Jason tries to throw a slider, but it doesn't work. 2 laps to go. Can Dawson hold on, or can Jason pass him for the win? We have a finish here, folks. Coming into 3 and 4. Here we go. White flag. 1 lap to go. They dive into 1 and 2 for the last time. Dawson with half a second lead, still running the wall. Jason Smith follows him up there, not able to get enough momentum. Dawson Contrael will win the Ohio Valley Sim Sports race at Limaland. Jason Smith will finish in second. Nathan McCutcheon will finish in third after passing Zach Holbrook. We missed that pass. I apologize, folks. We'll go back and watch that one. Nathan McCutcheon, with only a few laps to go, was able to get around him using the momentum on the high side. Zach Holbrook finished in fourth, Daniel Northcutt in fifth, David Murphy in sixth, Aaron Murphy in seventh, and Cody Contrail in eighth. We will take a screenshot of our 3 drivers just to show that they made it. And now we will pull in for interviews. Top 3 always get interviewed at Ohio Valley Sim Sports. Once they get into the waiting room, we will pull them in.
Yeah, looks like that slide job was what costed Jason the race.
Jason trying drastic measures to get to Dawson, but it just wasn't enough. The high line proved to be too dominant. But now that all of our drivers are here, let's pull in third place, Nathan McCutcheon. Nathan, you had a roller coaster of a race there. What was going through your head in the final laps, trying to make that pass on Zach Holbrook?
Yeah, tried some things. Tried, run above the slick and tried run the bottom and stuff. Nothing really worked, and then decided to get the bright idea that in the last couple laps or so, try to run the wall and stuff, and apparently it worked.
Yeah, you were able to get around on the high side. You even earlier in the race, you had a 4-car battle going on for the lead. Around lap 20 or so, what kind of mentality were you in? What was your goal at that point? Were you looking for the win? Were you looking for a podium? Were you hoping to just hold on?
Well, I'd say probably around middle of the race, I was kind of hoping to just hold on to my position, and towards the end, I started catching Zach and stuff. Maybe I'll try to do some things, try to get around him and make a podium.
Yeah, well, you did just that. Nathan, is there anybody you'd like to thank that has helped you get to where you are?
Just all my sponsors, Cintas, Gatvax, Somerset Engineering, Trans Edge Truck Centers, Allegheny Truck Body, Hyper Racing, Advent Communication, KeyBank, Cutchin Enterprises, Blanket Hill Speedway, Northeast Outlaw Invasion, and yeah, pretty much it.
All right, well, thank you very much, and congratulations on your 3rd place finish.
Thank you.
Good job, buddy.
Oh, he is out of the waiting room.
That's right.
Well, you heard from our third place finisher. Now let's bring in the runner up, Jason Smith. Jason, that was a little bit of a heartbreaker for you. You were able to get out to an early lead, but Dawson was able to get around you. Tell me, what
Yeah,
kind of strategy did you have in place to get around him?
I don't know. He said he had a little bit of a screwy start, but the center had a lot of grip for the first like I think it was what 6 7 laps. Started to go away a little bit. He got back by me on the top, moved up a little bit. Also, when that started to go away, I made a bit of ground back up in the last half of the race on the bottom when it got really slick. Then that got all its grip washed away by the cars behind me. I'm pretty sure. So that went away, and it was just kind of whatever from there. But yeah, I mean, it was a good race overall. Just that track is really hard to pass on to begin with.
Yeah, these quarter mile bull rings are hard to get around someone. At what point did you notice how much faster the top was? We could kind of see it, but I want to hear it from your perspective. Just what were you trying to do with Dawson on the top?
I just kind of kept slow rolling through the middle and then trying to cut down a little bit. That's where I made up my ground. Even we were just discussing, it kind of seemed like even when I tried the top, like I wasn't really gaining anything on him. We were kind of keeping pace with each other, so we don't really know what was a faster way around. I think it got a little bit faster towards the end, so I think if it was a longer race, it might have been the dominant place to be. But I don't know. It seemed like it was kind of locked down in a lot of ways.
All right, Jason, is there anybody you'd like to thank?
I got nobody. Thanks for hosting.
Well, I do not host the races, but thank you very much. And thank
Yeah,
you
good.
for running.
Self-made man.
Indeed. Congratulations, Jason.
Thank
Good
you,
run.
sir.
All right. And now our winner, Dawson Contrail. Dawson, you didn't have the greatest start there, but you managed to recover. How were you able to do it?
Yeah, I don't know if I had someone get my rear tires off the ground on that start or what, but it seemed like the car didn't go off the corner too well when we went green. And then I knew I was faster than Jason once everything cleared out, and it was just total laps. I was kind of just riding over until I caught him, and then I knew the middle was faster, and then I moved up to the middle, made my way around him, and yeah, just kind of tried to find grip as the race went on.
Yeah, throughout the race, we saw Jason try a bunch of different lines to get around you. Were you trying to do anything different when you saw that? Or were you just trying to
I
hold your
mean,
line?
I was watching him and then watching uh, his lap times compared to mine, and if he told something faster, then I'd see if he could do it consistently. If not, then I didn't change my line too much. And then at the end, though, he was starting to catch up to me a good bit, and then I moved to the top, and it seemed like it was a little bit faster.
Yeah, you moved up to the top and you were lights out. You won by 7/10 of a second there. Is there anybody that
Yeah,
you would like
I
to
think he
thank?
was maybe down to like 3/10 before I moved to the top.
Yeah, you guys were
But yeah,
very close.
yeah, it was definitely a fun race, nice and clean. I can always rely on him to race me pretty clean.
All right, is there
Uh,
any?
yeah, I'd like to thank Black Shadow Speed Labs, Czech Racer Reps, Daniel Best Performance, Owen Czech Racing, Control Tire Lab, RX Fit, Night Courts Restaurant and Lounge. I'd like to thank Cody Contrail for all his hard work and what he does. I'd like to thank Jameson Yak Mac for making this car bad fast in the pits. That's my crew chief. I'd like to thank T Will for wrenching on this thing too. I'd like to thank JR and everybody in the Control Tire Lab Discord helping me tell me where everybody's going and what they're running. I'd like to thank my mom and dad out in the living room for watching the race, cheering me on. I told them Cody was announcing, and they decided to tone on the stream.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Cody's mom.
All right, we can shut out.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was a fun race. I don't know what's going to happen at Curl, and I don't really race there much. So, I mean, I'll just have to try some stuff, see what happens.
Yeah, next race is Kern. That'll definitely throw some drivers for a loop. Congratulations, Dawson, on your 1,000th win of Ohio Valley Sim Sports.
Yeah, I mean, usually when I win, it comes with a couple wins, so I'm hoping that trend continues. I could get a win on here a little bit. We'll see what happens.
There are definitely some drivers that don't want you to continue that streak, but congratulations on your win.
Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Good race.
All right. Well, that was a very close race between our drivers. 40 laps, and no one really was able to get strung out. The biggest
Yeah,
gap
no.
we saw was maybe a second between the leaders, but we really only saw it for a short amount of time.
Yeah, it was a pretty close little race.
All right. Well, we have about 10 minutes before the drivers gear up for Kern Raceway. We will see you all in 10 or 15 minutes or so. So, bye, everybody, including Cody's mom.
Oh my god.
We